What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And here's a little bit of this week's gaming news. The Witcher 3 is due to drop on May the 19th, and this is super exciting for pretty much console gamers and PC gamers alike. Now, good news is the reviews are starting to already trickle in. One such review from the folks over at GameSpot awarded the game a perfect score. They do not take perfect scores lightly either, by the way. This is only the 9th game they've ever given a perfect score to, and they've only given them to games like GTA 4, Bayonetta 2, Ocarina of Time. This is big news. Now, this doesn't mean you should rush out and pre-order the game. Again, I always say wait for launch, but this game should certainly be on the radar for you, and you should at least take a look at some of the gameplay leaks and gameplay trailers that have been released for the game, because this game might just be Game of the Year. Ubisoft is back in the news after announcing the latest Assassin's Creed game, but one bit of information has been fairly overlooked from Ubisoft's announcement. This game, like Assassin's Creed Unity before it, will only be on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, but according to Ubisoft, no other game in their future will be released on the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3. They're dead as far as they're concerned. Now, this could be some really frustrating news for those of you who are holding off on making the leap into the current generation of consoles, but we have no clue whether or not other publishers are going to follow suit. We just know that this is Ubisoft doing this. Though I have to say the trailers for this game make it look pretty cool. It does take place in London, so finally the characters in the game will have a reason to have a British accent. But Ubisoft, I have to say, man, announcing this game, a new Assassin's Creed game, to be released in 2015, that is ballsy. If this game isn't perfect, and I mean to every last line of code, people are going to rip this game to shreds. Good luck. You'll need it. We're about 1 month away from this year's E3, and it's looking to be an exciting year for games. Now, rumor has it the long-anticipated Fallout 4 is going to be playable for some select parts of the media, and hopefully we're finally going to get a release date for this game. Nintendo, who doesn't know the meaning of the words quit, made their E3 announcement plans, and it's a doozy. They're bringing back the Nintendo World Championship, yeah! Which is probably not exciting to you, because when they held the first one in 1990, you probably weren't alive yet. A long time ago, in a galaxy far away, actually it was this galaxy, 25 years ago, Nintendo held their first World Championship, in which they invited players from all over the globe to come and play their games to see who was the best of the best. But they didn't just play all of Nintendo's games, they played very special, timed, shortened, and edited versions of the game that all came on one very special cartridge. This cartridge is so rare, in fact, that the gold version of it has sold on eBay for over $100,000. Now, certainly, they're not going to do anything that crazy cool at this championship, but if they do, Reggie, call me. But what I would like to see is something like a downloadable version of the games, or a special game that they'll play there that will have some sort of tie-in for those of us who want a 3DS or a Wii U, or something cool along that lines. But at the worst case scenario is, it should be super fun to watch. Other E3 presenters, take note. Nintendo owned you last year. Get your shit together. So that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this gaming news. Do me a favor, let me know in the comment box below if you're excited about The Witcher 3, if you're excited about Fallout 4, what you're hoping for at this year's E3. As always, thank you for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you soon.
Harry Shearer, prominent voice actor on The Simpsons since 1989, is unlikely to remain a part of the iconic series. Shearer confirmed the news himself on Twitter and suggested the departure was a result of a conflict between himself and The Simpsons showrunners. "This is because I wanted what we've always had, the freedom to do other work," he said. Now, Shearer voices multiple characters in the series, including, but not limited to, Flanders, Principal Skinner, Mr. Burns, Smithers, Lenny, Jasper, Otto, Kent Brockman, Reverend Lovejoy, and Julius Hibbert. How The Simpsons would continue without him is anyone's guess. This hasn't been the first time a prominent voice actor left a gap in the show. The deaths of both Phil Hartman and Marcia Wallace made an irreparable impact, but the breadth of Shearer's work is enormous. It doesn't appear the departure is set in stone, however. Speaking to CNN, Shearer suggested he could remain on, but only if producers enabled him to keep doing work outside the show. In the last 4 years, I've created and starred in a UK TV series and starred on London stage. Not stopping, he said. For now, it seems like negotiations are ongoing, but Shearer's decision to push them into the public domain is his way of playing hardball. For more on the story as it develops, stick with IGN.
I'm Champ Chong, it is Thursday, and here is your clip of the day. G'day guys, and welcome to the show where I report on the latest in gaming news. And if you go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to smack the like button as always. And now let's jump into the first report of today's show. And it's to do with hackers, piracy, and the PlayStation 4, and Sony actually taking some legal action. According to reports, piracy on the PlayStation 4 has hit an all-time high over in Brazil. Some hackers or pirates, or I don't know, just some really kind of clever people, I guess, whatever you want to call them, have actually figured out a way to get games for really cheap prices through piracy on the PlayStation 4. Now the interesting thing is you can get 10 games for less than $100, which is insane. 10 games would usually cost about $560 US in Brazil, but now it's an equivalent of about $100 US for about 10 games, which is just crazy out there. Now, as I said, Sony is cracking down on this, but until anything is done, this is a pretty big news report because it could actually make its way to the rest of the world. Also, another thing to note down is that if you do pirate your games, most likely you won't be able to go online, so yeah, there's that whole thing. But if you're low on money and you want a bunch of games, I guess this is the thing to do, but I don't know. Let's get on to the next news report. And it's also to do with Sony because they have announced that a new movie is coming out based on a video game, and that video game is Ratchet and Clank. Heck, it's now a movie. I've always been a fan of the Ratchet and Clank series, and why not make a movie? It just seemed like the right thing to do. And it would also feature a bunch of movie stars, including Paul Giamatti and Sylvester Stallone, which is just awesome news right there. So yeah, this movie is looking pretty good so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of games becoming movies. Personally, I think this is a really good opportunity for a game to be a movie because it just seems to fit that sort of thing. But then again, sometimes that doesn't really work out. We'll find out, I guess. But anyway, now to our final report of today's show, and it's an update to a report from yesterday's show about Gears of War and its remake, because it seems that some new footage has come out for the game, and it actually looks pretty damn awesome. As you guys can see here, it is a GIF showing off some gameplay, and it looks a whole lot better than the stuff we saw yesterday, because it turns out the stuff we saw yesterday, those screenshots, were fake. And that's really great news because I wasn't excited about those screenshots. They looked kind of lame, but these screenshots or these GIFs look actually pretty good. If you want to check them out, they are linked down below. But anyway, that's it for today's gaming news. And now, Gorilla Man, please hand me that question. Thanks, Gorilla Man. Okay, guys, and the question is, what game do you want to see turned into a movie and why? So put your hands in the comment section down below and you can have the next show. That was ridiculous.
And I am pissed off, and this is Nerdist News. Get ready for rant time. Let me tell you guys a little story when I was in middle school and I would race home, literally race home, running through the snow in Chicago just to get home in time to see my favorite cartoon, Jem and the Holograms. Shortly thereafter followed by Bozo the Clown and maybe He-Man and She-Ra. But I'm talking about Jem and the Holograms. I ran. That was probably a mile. Now the first trailer for the big screen reboot of Jem and the Holograms dropped yesterday, and it is truly a big bowl of suck. The beloved 80s cartoon has transformed from a glamorous sci-fi fantasy musical into a tale about the struggles of being YouTube famous, and I am about to barf. Jem and the Holograms, for those of you who don't know, told the touching story of Jerrica Benton, owner and operator of Starlight Music, a record company, as well as the Starlight Foundation, an orphanage. With the power of a high-tech sentient entertainment system she inherited from her father, Jerrica can project a cool costume over her clothes from her earrings, transforming her into Jem, the world's most beloved and badass rock star. Jem and her band, the Holograms, travel around the world, getting into scrapes and performing their music for the masses, while occasionally battling their rivals, the Misfits. Yeah, that shit was crazy, and it was awesome. But now, the Jem we know has been cast aside in favor of a coming-of-age story in which Jerrica, her sister Kimber, and the rest of the band rise to internet fame. In the trailer, we see no holograms, no Misfits, and I'm not even sure what the is going on with Synergy. The only conflict at all seems to be some kind of half-hearted Dreamgirls riff in which Jerrica's manager tries to talk her into ditching her pals and going solo. Why is this movie even called Jem and the Holograms? It's Jem in name only. Now, plenty of stuff from our childhoods has been altered or arguably ruined by the Hollywood machine. But this time it's happening to me, motherfuckers, and I'm not having it! There are tons of Holo fans out there, including myself and the entire crew of this show.
Yeah!
Who are all male. So why, yes you are, FYI. So why aren't we getting the over-the-top campy Baz Luhrmann directed mega-budget Jem movie we deserve? It's not too late, Universal. Dump this shit of a movie and give us the goods. Oh, whatever, at least Molly Ringwald's in it. But wait, I don't want to leave you guys sad and full of anger. Something from the 80s is coming back in a not terrible way too. With E3 right around the corner, Nintendo, in a hilarious video starring our beloved Reggie, has announced that for the first time in 25 years, there will be a Nintendo World Championship! You can watch the competition online or in person at the Nokia Theater in LA on June 14th, and if you want to compete, you can enter one of the qualifying rounds in Best Buys across the country. But what do you guys think? Am I overreacting? No, I'm not. Will you go see a Jem movie without the Misfits Synergy or any actual holograms? No, you shouldn't. Does it even matter anymore now that you know that Nintendo World Championship is coming back? It does kind of help my soul. Let's discuss. Click on my awesome guitar to subscribe to the Nerdist channel, where Dan Casey has the lowdown on these 6 DC comic films that almost got made over on the Dan Cave. Then head on over to Nerdist.com for even more Nerdist news. Wow! That was sweet!